Today, Bitcoin pulls back after hitting a new record during President Trump's inauguration. The SEC announces a new crypto task force to develop crypto regulation. And Austin King, CEO of Omni Labs, reacts to the latest price moves, plus what's next for crypto adoption and legislation. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Tanea McKeel. Crypto markets in the red this morning to kick off the first week of Trump's second presidency. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin slid 1.5%, shy of $105,000, but did hit a record high of $109,000 on Inauguration Day. Ether fell nearly 2% to $33.12, and Solana fell by nearly 5% after President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump each launched meme coins on the Solana blockchain this weekend, prior to Trump's inauguration. We'll talk all about those tokens in just a moment. Real quick though, crypto-focused stocks are underperforming the S&P 500 this morning. As of noon, Coinbase slid 1.5%. MicroStrategy fell 2.6% following the announcement of a $1 billion Bitcoin acquisition. Riot and Mara Holdings each dropped more than 4%, and CleanSpark lost more than 7.5%. Okay, let's dive right into the top crypto stories around Trump, starting with those meme coins. The new president spurred a frenzy on Friday evening when he announced the launch of Trump Coin. Trading exploded, with the coin hitting a high of $73.43 on Sunday. At a point, its market cap had passed $14 billion, at the time valuing the asset higher than other meme tokens like Pepe and Shiba Inu. What caught a lot of the crypto community's attention about Trump's coin was the tokenomics, as 80% of the tokens are reserved for insiders. Then came Melania Coin, also hitting the market ahead of the president's inauguration. The explosion in trading around these meme coins also raised questions about the family's net worth, which surged by billions of dollars and highlighted just how unregulated the space is. Now, as of noon today, the market cap of Trump coin sat around $7.7 billion, according to CoinGecko. It was trading around $39. Melania Coin didn't get as much traction, and by noon was trading under $4 with a market cap of around $600 million, according to CoinGecko. That being said, watch the space because Rex Shares and Osprey have filed to launch a Trump Coin ETF and a few other meme coin funds while they're at it, like Bonk and Doge. Next, while Trump signed dozens of executive orders in the first hours of his presidency, none so far have focused on crypto or a U.S. Bitcoin stockpile. The focus has instead been around immigration, the U.S. energy supply, and the looming TikTok ban. Now, we do have some developments from agencies working closely with digital assets. SEC Commissioner Mark Uyeda has been named acting chair of the agency after Gary Gensler's departure, and as we await the Senate's vote on Trump's pick for Commissioner Paul Atkins. Just today, Uyeda launched a crypto task force under the agency that's being led by Commissioner Hester Peirce, who's seen as a longtime ally by the crypto industry. The SEC says the task force will work with Commission staff and the public to set a regulatory path while remaining in bounds of the law. Specifically, the agency says that includes helping the Commission draw clear regulatory lines and provide realistic paths to registration. As for the CFTC, Republican Commissioner Caroline Pham will act as chair in Rostin Benham's place as that agency awaits a nomination from Trump. Another area the crypto community had its eyes on was whether Trump would deliver on his campaign promise to free Ross Ulbricht on day one. He's the creator of the dark web marketplace Silk Road and is currently serving a life sentence for charges related to the operation of that site. No pardon has been issued by the president yet. Elon Musk assured on X that Ross will be freed. Finally, let's take a look at some reactions from industry leaders this morning. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong spoke to CNBC at the World Economic Forum and said he wasn't too worried that crypto wasn't a focus on the first round of executive orders. He also laid out the kind of action he'd like to see from the president.
The first one would be just directing the agencies of the U.S. government to collaborate and work toward getting some clear rules passed. That's what would really allow capital to flow into the United States and for startups to be built there. I think just re-articulating some of these Bill of Rights, if you will, that people have the right to self-custodial wallets and the right to own Bitcoin without being persecuted or being debanked. That was a big issue in the past 4 years as well. Operation Choke Point 2.0, so-called.
Binance CEO Richard Teng also spoke with CNBC Europe and expressed his belief that much clearer regulation in the U.S. is coming this year. Nasdaq CEO Adina Friedman also joined from Davos this morning to share her regulatory outlook as it pertains to crypto.
As we think about the regulatory landscape that could come, I mean, what is actually quite encouraging is the idea of going from an enforcement regime around crypto to a regulatory, let's actually write proactive rules that gives everyone an understanding of the rules of the road. And if there is clarity in regulation, it allows regulated markets like ours, and we've talked about this before, we like operating in regulated markets.
Right.
If there is clarity in regulation, it allows us to assess what does that mean for us as an operator of markets as well. But let's see how the regulation comes out.
All right, for our main story, let's get a check on what all this means for crypto markets and regulation. I spoke with Austin King, CEO of Omni Labs, to get his take. All right, Austin, thank you so much for joining us on Crypto World today. Let's start with a broad look at markets. Bitcoin hit an all-time high yesterday as Trump was inaugurated. It is down today. Ether is also pulling back this morning. What do you make of how the crypto industry and how investors are reacting to Trump's return to the White House, and whether the pullback has anything to do with the lack of executive orders we saw in crypto yesterday through last night?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think at large, the industry is euphoric. There has never been a U.S. administration that has been pro-crypto, and Trump has made it exceedingly clear that he is a fan of cryptocurrency and like blockchain technology at this point. And so what I think we're seeing in the market right now is a pretty classic, like buy the rumor, sell the news type event, where now that he's in office, we hit an all-time high. That's really exciting. But yeah, markets are slumping a little bit. I don't think it shows anything structurally. But yeah, I did see some people on Twitter being a little upset that they didn't see anything with executive orders around crypto. But in my opinion, that's actually a good thing. I think we should move forward with like a stable perspective on the policy front and not want to whiplash anything, but really have our sights centered on like getting productive policy in place for this industry.
And we're talking about prices in large cap crypto, but there is this whole other part of the market, and we had some news from Trump over the weekend. This Trump coin, which gathered a lot of attention, it did also have a wave of inflows, but also some skepticism from the industry. It feels like there's been this push and pull between the focus that some have in the industry on, utility, so things like Bitcoin and stable coins, and these meme tokens that have made somewhat of a comeback. I know that they've been there a long time and they never went away, but does that feel like something that is brewing between the Trump administration and crypto, or is this something you think we're going to work through and it's going to go away and we'll figure it out?
Yeah, I do think it sends a very interesting signal to the market at large that there's an official Trump meme coin now. And there's a wide range of these assets. So kind of at one end of the spectrum, we have Bitcoin. It's been around for over 15 years at this point. It's immutable. It's probably the most sturdy crypto asset that we have in existence. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have meme coins that have no even proposed utility. They're just ideas, effectively, that people can trade. And so personally for me, what I'm most interested in here is what's in between those two endpoints of the spectrum here. There's a wide range of what people consider altcoins. And World Liberty Financial also announced that it had picked up a number of these altcoins in size. It purchased millions of dollars of various different coins yesterday. And so to me, honestly, I think the most interesting thing that it sends is that Trump is not only going to be thinking about Bitcoin, he is also going to be thinking about a wider array of these altcoins and the different utilities that they can bring to the market. And clearly there is open-mindedness to meme coins as well.
What do you say to new entrants to this market? There's so much attention on crypto right now, and this is a time when people tend to FOMO into the industry, into the market. And so what do you say to those who they're seeing the struggle? Like on the one hand, Trump coin may not necessarily be a project that people in crypto like, but on the other hand, Trump's leadership is expected to be very supportive for crypto. Both things can be true. I know part of the worries are that there is a bad look that kind of harkens back to the days of ICO bubbles and NFT booms and celebrity endorsements in crypto. What do you say to the new entrants who are staying away from the market because of all of that?
Yeah, honestly, I think that is fair and rational. Even though this industry, Bitcoin was invented in 2009, and we've matured the technology substantially since then. Most people don't understand this, but we're actually at a point now where most transactions are effectively free and instant. So we've come a long way even since 2021, let alone 2017. Having said that, we're still very early in the journey of this industry, and people who are looking to invest honestly should not deploy more capital than they're willing to lose. It's still very early. We're seeing just like the tip of the iceberg in terms of the impact that this technology will have on society, and people are starting to understand that very deeply. That it's really exciting. The like energy is back. However, it's still very early. There's still a lot of learnings that will be happening. So don't overinvest in the industry. At this point, like I believe deeply in this industry. I've been working in it for 8 years now, and I'm super excited about the impact it'll have. But it is still a very volatile asset class in general. And so people should just be safe as they get involved.
Well, a very big story right now over the weekend, obviously, but heading into this year, going back as far as the election and then heading into 2025, a lot of things that the crypto industry is hoping to see from this new pro-crypto Congress and government. What is on your checklist for either Trump himself or for Congress? Stable coins, market structure, those were big priorities. What are you looking for?
Yeah, and so I think this actually can, looking at it this way, sometimes it's very difficult to decipher like whether certain policy is good or bad or what the impacts will be. What I actually think most people can look at to simply identify like is productive policy being put in place or not is the growth in stablecoins and tokenized traditional financial assets. These two really are the core things that are holding back the crypto industry today. Like I said, transactions are nearly free and instantaneous at this point. The main thing holding it back is having high-grade financial assets available on chain today. So we have a bunch of these different assets like these altcoins and stuff, and we have financial services built around them at this point. You can trade, you can take out loans. What the on-chain economy really needs is tokenized traditional financial assets. And so the more that we start to see that, I think, you don't have to get in the weeds of these different policies. If you see this happening, you can understand that the government is like putting in place the regulatory clarity that the industry itself has been asking for many, many years at this point. Ripple has been one of the main proponents saying like, we want to be regulated. We want the government to come in and set the rules, make them clear so that we can get involved with the traditional financial system. So I think that's what most people should keep their eyes on, like our stable coins growing and our traditional financial assets moving on chain.
Given that this new environment looks friendly to crypto, what will the pace of adoption look like in 2025? And what are the hurdles now if at least US regulation looks friendlier?
Yeah, so I think the primary hurdles are not technological. Like I said, it's grown a lot, getting that regulatory clarity put in place so that these traditional financial institutions can start moving forward. I saw Bank of America even put out a positive leading statement today surrounding stablecoins, and that they were open-minded to using this technology if regulatory clarity was put in place. And so in terms of adoption, I think, stablecoins alone are one thing that is super powerful, and it's benefiting people across the world today. We're seeing people in Argentina leave the local fiat currency, which is depreciating pretty rapidly in value, into stablecoins. And so a lot of people wonder, like, is crypto even like good? Is it like providing anything of value? It is. It is very clearly at this point in society. People are able to preserve their wealth, and this is really important for being able to feed their families. Something as like foundational as that. And so we're already seeing very positive signs like this. And I think further adoption looks like the existing traditional financial system getting deeper integrated and taking advantage of this technology and seeing much wider distribution of stablecoins at large throughout just everyday people.
That's all for Crypto World today. We'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll see you then.